Good morning guys, what's up? Yeah, I know today is rainy weather. I actually quite like this rainy weather, but I know the sun may be a bit gloomy, but fret not, today we have an interesting video for you. Right now, I am at Mini Bangsar, which is actually the only boutique showroom dedicated to Mini in Malaysia. And it's located, if you can see behind me, like behind there, is Bangsar Village, and then the Bangsar Mall, and it's just 3 minutes away from Mid Valley. I'm so excited to share what's in store for today. Let's go! This is the Mini EV. That's right. And guess what? I'll be driving it today. I can't wait. And I'm gonna say when I walk in the showroom, the smell, how it looks, how it makes me feel. Amazing. Also, you guys know me. I love it a little bit more because there's a drop the top right there. Okay, but today we are focusing on the Mini EV. Let's go. Now I know what comes to mind whenever we talk about EV cars. What to charge? Low battery low range! Alamak! What if wrong battery? So today we're going to be testing out the Mini Electric, which is the first ever all-electric Mini in Malaysia. And I have a special guest, Irfan.
Saya.
Let's go. Kita pergi mana hari ni?
Kita nak pergi Karak Highway makan at Tanah Aina Farina.
Okay, let's go.
Jom.
Alright guys, so I've been driving this for about 5-10 minutes now. And every time I go into a Mini, I still love the theatrics that it puts on. You know, when you start the car, there are all the lights and everything. Yeah, everything just like, wow. So the acceleration, I absolutely love the acceleration on this car. But there's a bit of getting used to when you drive an EV car, because when I brake, I wasn't used to how it brakes. Then Irfan said like, actually you don't have to brake. Apa?
In EVs, there's something called single pedal driving.
Okay.
Initially, I thought it's single-footed driving. Tapi all of us are driving single-footed, right? But it means single pedal driving, which is you are only using the throttle pedal, which is the accelerator pedal. And then, okay, macam sekarang kan, you press, and then you lift off, right?
Yeah.
The car slows down for you.
Okay.
Because this is what they are trying to do, is they, you know, energy is so many different forms, right?
Yeah.
You have heat energy, electrical energy, kinetic energy. So when you have the movement of the car, and then when you slow down the car, you can use that movement energy, the kinetic energy, and transform it to become electricity. So this is how they try to maximize the recharging of the car, give you more range.
Oh, okay, so it's sort of like automatic regenerative braking in a way.
In a way, yes. But of course, to provide some option for owners, right? You can adjust how intense that energy recovery is. So there's a simple button here.
Okay.
So you just press the button, and then when you lift off your foot from the throttle pedal, the deceleration is not too critical.
Okay, so it's not too abrupt, so I don't feel the sudden pullback.
Correct.
So we started at 100%.
Yep.
And now we're at 98%. But the thing is, right, I think for electric cars, it makes sense to drive it in the city as compared to highway. Do correct me if I'm wrong.
I do agree, because if you look at the market now, right?
The
acceleration. You scared me.
Scary ke? Progressive sangat, right?
No, I mean it was gradual, but I was trying to think of something to say, right?
And then suddenly you see the car in front.
The words just went out, and the car becomes closer. I think, to be fair, there's one thing I noticed throughout my time selling minis, right? Generally speaking, people come to the showroom to look for a 3-door Mini.
Okay.
It's because they want a small personal run-around car.
Okay.
They already have, you know, the BMWs or sedans, Mercedes or anything, right?
Yep.
the 3-door Mini has always been the signature of the brand, right? Since 1950s. So now when they come, they have the same option to fulfill that certain role they want in their car. But it's an electric car now. So they do the same thing, move around in the city without any petrol usage, without any carbon emissions, and you just, once you reach home, you just charge the car. And
what I appreciate is that if you don't tell me it's an electric vehicle, it still drives like the Mini, like any other Mini out there.
That signature go-kart feel, but now it's an electric go-kart.
Yeah.
And we're back. Back just now you mentioned that the whole driving feel, right?
Yeah.
So FYI, all Minis have a driving experience control.
Okay.
The toggle is just right here. And you can change your driving mode, I guess. If you feel a bit more spirited, you feel like want to drive faster, you can always go to sports mode.
Yeah.
And right now you are in mid mode, which is balance setting.
Mid mode?
Mid mode, yes, middle.
Okay.
So mid mode, that's the default setting for all Minis whenever you start the car.
Okay.
Mid mode is, I feel, is the best for our traffic in Malaysia here, and dia bagi you that balance between performance and also efficiency of your petrol and emissions and so on.
Okay.
And then you have sports mode, you have mid mode, and then you have green mode, which is green will have more better fuel saving features. Okay, it cuts down a bit from your power when you accelerate, right?
So when you say fuel saving, does that mean battery saving in the EV?
For the EV, yes, it will be battery saving.
Okay.
Correct. So one more extra mode for this EV car is number 4, which is Green Plus. So
Green
this
Plus.
Green Plus ni, that's your Hail Mary, man. When you really have no battery left or not much left, and then you just a bit closer to your destination, right?
Okay.
And then you can engage in Green Plus, whereby it cuts down any I would say not essential things like climate control, aircon.
Okay.
And
So it's like your phone where it's like 10% left.
Yes,
then battery saver.
Battery saver mode, correct.
Yes, and then suddenly you have like 2 hours left to use your phone kind of thing.
Betul.
Okay.
Yes, so most of the manufacturers, what they're trying to do is they want to reduce any possible fear that you might have. Something like what we call a range anxiety, right? Yeah.
That's a good term, range anxiety.
Range anxiety. Yeah.
That's true.
Because you see, if anything, you're about to run out of petrol, you just open Waze and find any petrol station, right?
Yeah.
But this one, nowadays, I think the infrastructure are quite okay. You see, depends lah. You can always download certain apps in Malaysia like PlugShare.
Yep.
And then you can have a look at where in your area that there's a charging station. If you need to pay, if you need to bring a cable, or so on and so on. So now Green Plus, again, if we are talking about city driving, I believe this is still quite a perfect car.
Okay. Irfan, I have to try this lah. Okay. You see, you have this burst of acceleration, and then the car handles so well. Yeah.
Kan?
Wow. Hey guys, so we just passed the Karak toll. Just past BHP on the left, the one where Dunkin' Donuts by everyone meets up. Yeah. And I am at 89%. I'm loving the acceleration. Oh my god, so fun. It still brings that Mini feel to the car. I love it.
Anyway, now it's made easier because, like you mentioned, the battery status.
Yeah.
You can actually just see from there, right? The 87%.
Yes.
And they even give you an indication of how many km you can still travel.
Okay. Yeah,
based on your driving style now.
So how long will it take for the car to understand my driving style before, or it just adapts accordingly?
It adapts accordingly, and if anything, you can always check from your Mini app.
Yep.
Whenever you buy a Mini, you can always have a personal account on the Mini app.
Yep.
Directly tied to the car, and you can open the navigation from the car, from the app, sorry, and you can see where is the nearest charging station. So I think that's convenient. It can even set the navigation from the app, right? From the app, you just search, let's say Bangsar charging station, and then you click, and then you can request for the sent to the car and use the car's navigation to show you where to go.
Okay, that helps with the anxiety a lot.
Yeah, correct. Because I think when there's something new, there's always a lot of concerns.
Correct.
And you'll never know until you try. So
That's
we are
true.
here to try.
That's true. You never know until you try. Yeah, so even today, when I was told like, okay, you're going to be driving to Tanah, I was like, really? Can there? Sure not.
Yeah, man, need to try or not.
Yeah! But now I'm saying like, okay, we're driving 85%. Still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully later no need tow truck lah.
Yes, I hope so, please. So far, no experience yet on the tow truck.
Oh, ya ke?
Yes.
This car lah.
And this car definitely no lah. I mean my own car.
Your own car no tow truck.
I misspoke. I misspoke. I think too highly of my car.
So I'm curious kan.
Yeah.
As a sales advisor, you get a lot of people coming in. What do they usually ask about the electric cars?
Especially range.
Range.
How far can go? How long to charge? Where can charge?
Yep.
Got battery warranty or not? Tapi I think to be fair, right, this is quite a good series of questions lah.
Okay.
Because when you want to commit to a car, it's not just 1-2 years, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And I mean, while we're on camera, to answer the question, the range on paper is 232 km.
Okay.
But as I always tell to the customers as well, this number is achieved in a control setting. It's in the factory.
That's true.
Temperatures are different, road conditions are different, tire pressure is different, uphill, downhill,
wind resistance.
weight is different.
True.
The weight of the car, what we carry inside the car is also different.
True.
You're blasting the aircon or not, or all these things play a role. Just like our phone. I mean, to be fair, right? Just like our phone. When you leave your phone sitting here quietly, no data, no Wi-Fi, no nothing, airplane mode, right? Then it stores the most battery around. Tapi if you pasang YouTube lah, you this lah, you that lah, you this, sure it's gonna drain, right?
True.
So 232 on paper, actual feedback from actual owners. Hard driving, I would say around 140, 150.
Okay.
You full send all the way.
Okay.
About 150.
Okay.
Normal commute between 200, 210 around there.
Okay.
Still not so bad.
Yep.
And you have the warranty for the battery. I mean, the car warranty is 4 years.
Yep.
The battery alone warranty is 8 years or 100,000.
8 years.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Okay, Irfan, what about charging? How long does it take to charge? That's also another concern,
Yeah, I agree. Because if, let's say, someone who's always on the go, probably you will want to know as well how much time you need to add on in your daily routine, right?
Yep.
Okay. If you buy the car, you will already receive what we call a domestic charging cable.
Okay.
Domestic means you are referring to your home.
Okay.
Plug in to the 3-pin wall socket there.
Yep.
So using that, that's the one of the longest ones.
Okay.
Need about 12-13 hours.
Okay.
From 0 to 100%.
Alright.
Mostly what we would suggest is to opt for the wall box.
Okay.
The one that you see, the batang with the box one.
Yep.
That one, if you use single phase installation, that's about 6 to 8 hours. But if your house is able to manage 3-phase installation, that's going to take you only about 2.5 hours, about 3 hours.
Oh.
So I think for somebody who's on the go, for example, like me, sales advisor, we sometimes need to run here, run there, right?
Yeah.
So whenever we are running out of juice, if I can just spend about 1.5 hours just to, while I probably answer my emails or answer calls, take some coffee or lunch, then I can still continue my day.
Okay.
Because one thing about EV cars, I'm not too sure about other brands, but for BMW and Mini, okay, you have 0 to 100%, right? Have you heard of trickle charging?
Trickle charging, yes.
Trickle charging, yes. Okay. So it's a slow charge and a fast charge.
Okay.
So because we are trying to help with your day-to-day mobility as much as we can.
Okay.
So 0 to 80% is 1.5 hours, and 80 to 100% is another 1.5 hours.
Okay.
So our trainers from UK said that, hey guys, let your customers know, rather than waiting for the full 3 hours, right? You can just wait for the 1.5 hours because that's already giving you 80%.
Yep.
And then you can spend the remaining 1.5 hours commuting and continue your destination. So because what they're doing is they give you a super fast charging period of 80%.
Yeah.
And then 80 to 100 is trickle charge.
Yeah.
Because they do not want to overheat your battery.
Makes sense.
Yep.
So it's preserving the life of the battery as well.
Yes, correct.
So even just now, we were at the showroom and it was from like 60%, 60% to 100%. I think that's
40 minutes.
Yeah.
40
the
minutes.
wall charger, and it was so fast. I was so surprised. I thought like, okay, we have to be here for like 2 hours. But no, it was so fast.
Don't worry, lunch is still ongoing.
Okay.
I was just thinking, oh man, I want to eat. But then we have to wait for the charging. This is what most people will face. They'll feel like, oh man, I really need to be somewhere.
Correct.
But now I have to wait for the charging.
Correct. Correct.
Yep.
And then you're like, yeah, then you have to plan your time or whatever. But no, let's say I just go into the office, I answer some emails, do some admin work, and by the time I'm done, it's like, okay, 100% already. So fast.
Just nice.
We're all very used to the exit towards Kotong, towards Genting. But after that, when you go further north,
North, yes.
you go further north, there's a bit of uphill, downhill. So I've been after the tunnel, and then you go uphill, downhill. My percentage is still at 78, and I'm surprised because we travelled quite a distance, and it's still the same number. Why
It didn't drop. I believe it's because of the downhill thing. Because when you're always uphill, it's gonna, definitely gonna burn up more fuel, aka more battery. So when you're downhill, especially if you're trying now, you press the throttle and then you let go, right, with the low energy recovery.
Okay.
So that has a better feel, right? Lain kan? Totally different with the high energy.
Why didn't you do that just now?
Because I want you to suffer. That's good. Okay, I give you this.
Geram sangat. Awak tak bagi tahu, don't show, just stop. Oh, oh, see? What the hell? Ish.
Tapi ni best. Cuba you accelerate. Oh, tak boleh. 100.
Tak boleh. You dah speed limit I.
For the purpose of PSA, we have a control setting, we have a speed limit, so we can disperse the information truthfully.
I tak suka speed limit.
Tak apa, masa balik kita.
Okay. Okay guys, we just arrived to Tanah Aina.
How much you travel? Okay, 45.
So we travelled 45 km. 45 kilometers, 47 lah, plus 2 kan?
Yeah, 47 km.
47 kilometers, started at 100%, speed limit at 100 km/h. And my battery right now is at 77%. That's not bad.
Not bad.
That's not bad. So, I have a question. How do you know when the car is on or off? Because it's so quiet.
So quiet.
So quiet.
Okay, so how do you want to see it? Actually, that's a very good question. I always tell my customers when they collect the car, always have a look at this needle here. So you see, this is not your conventional RPM meter, right?
Okay.
Because there's nothing revolutionary per minute.
Okay.
There's nothing there. So it just shows you how much power you're using. So kalau you nampak ready ni, that means the car is telling you, okay dude, you're ready to go. Just engage in the right gear and you can just drive off.
Okay.
And when you, let's say you're on the way on the road just now, you press the throttle and you lift off, right?
Yeah.
This will go to charge. So it's telling you, okay, right now what you're doing with your pedal is you are charging the car.
Okay.
Yep. And when you, as soon as you step on it again, it already moves up to somewhere here.
Okay.
To tell you that, okay, now you are using power. Now you are ready. Now you are charging. If you open the door, it will say now you're off.
Okay. Understand. Also wanted to point out, look at it. This is our battery that's left, which is 77%, and we traveled. Wow, I only traveled 30 km for 45.5. Okay, we add like 2-3 km because we forgot to reset it at the beginning. Eh, betul ke? I only traveled like
average speed of 30 km.
so slow. So yes.
So not you.
Okay, just habis lunch. I want to show you how everything looks like when you start. So you still have to press on the brake. So cute, it's yellow color. Start. Ooh. And the heads-up display. Okay, aircon. Panas gila. Okay, before we head on to the main road, just showing you, we are at 75%. Let's go. Besides Irfan fearing for his life, I am currently in the mini EV and I have been given permission to tekan. I have no more speed limit, and you can really see the battery going down a bit faster than usual lah. Just now we started at 77%. It is now 49% though. But it is such a fun car to drive. I think just now one of your colleagues said it best, which is it still has that mini DNA in it.
Yep, correct.
Love it, and I love the acceleration. But I noticed that with high energy recovery, when you lift off from the acceleration, from the accelerator pedal, it will brake. What happens when you lift off and you feel the car braking, but you're not braking, and other people see you braking? Do people know that you're braking?
Yes, they do. Because okay, what Ben was trying to say is, when you lift off your foot from the throttle pedal, your car is decelerating at a good scale. So it seems, from the outside viewer, it seems like you are braking, but you didn't press the brake.
Yes.
So will there be a third brake light behind?
Yes.
To alert the people behind you?
Correct.
The answer is yes.
Oh, you go.
Yes, they akan light up the brake when you decelerate by lifting off throttle, so that they can alert the people behind you.
That's nice. Wow, shit. 15-year-old can't you, yo. And what I appreciate also is because of the characteristics of the car, even though it's an EV, it has its own characteristics whereby when you are at high energy recovery, betul high energy recovery, so when you stop accelerating and you lift off the accelerator pedal, it brakes for you. So with that, you actually don't need to brake when you're on the B roads. You just have to lift off just before you masuk turning.
Yep.
You don't have to brake at all. That's something I've never experienced with any other cars before.
This electric Mini
Yeah.
is heavier, yes, due to the battery weight.
Yeah.
It's about 145 kilograms more,
Yeah.
which probably gives you the impression that it's so much more planted.
That's true.
And coming from a internal combustion engine Mini owner,
Yeah.
I do feel the difference on this car.
Yeah.
And I think, to be fair, everybody has a car for themselves. Everybody is attracted to a certain car.
Yeah.
And even myself, I will still feel I will enjoy this car, despite already having the noisier, faster, more traditional Mini with the exhaust sound, like that. But this is an instant acceleration, right?
Yeah. It's a different type of
Fun.
Yeah, it's a different type of fun. I totally forgot we have lead car, you know. I don't even. Okay, I totally forgot. I was like, I happily driving je. That's how engaging the drive is, you know.
Where's the lead car? Oh,
Sana.
behind.
I totally forgot. Sorry.
I'm safe, guys. I'm here. I'm still here.
Okay, so we just arrived at Mini Bangsar, and I just wanted to show you 122 kilometers. Started at 100%. Now we're at 34%. The journey there was set, so I had a speed limit of 100 km/h, and we didn't really turn on the aircon much going there. Maybe basically it's a quite controlled environment. Coming back, we started at about 75%, and they let me drive however I wanted to drive. So we were blasting the aircon, I was accelerating until I forgot that we had a lead car, and we still arrived back at 34%. So I think that's actually pretty good. No doubt, I am not going to lie. In my mind, I was thinking, cannot, because I can see the number just going down and down and down. But of course, when you tekan, when you really put everything, you full blast the aircon, you accelerate, you have fun with the car, obviously the battery is going to go down faster lah. Okay, that is just how it is.
That's how it is.
Yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed the Mini EV. I'm so surprised.
Yeah, until you left the lead car.
I forgot.
The lead car became the sweeper.
So if you guys are interested in, boleh test drive ke?
Boleh. Just set an appointment. You can contact to Mini Bangsar punya social media and just drop an interest. Just say that, hey, we interested to test drive the car, or maybe you want to come and view the car. Then the sales team will arrange for you.
Yeah. You guys go test it out right now, really. No, because I don't think you get this kind of opportunity where you can drive a Mini EV. This is probably the second EV car that I've driven. So yes, now you have the opportunity. Please come, test it out, show your interest. It's damn fun lah. It's really very fun. I'm surprised myself because I always knew about EV cars from the acceleration, but the drive, wow,
smooth.
That's
Very smooth.
And he always like, oh no, I'm gonna die. But yeah, it's fun stuff. Okay, the last thing that I always have to try is the sound system. So let's go. Harman Kardon. Okay, as you can tell, very clear, very crisp, very clean sound. Approve.
Sedap.
Ada satu lagi. I need your help. I need to go into the booth.
Oh yeah. Yes. The hallmark of Bangsars. Oh, I am a part of this. The signature. Can fit lah?
Yeah. But
Boleh.
okay lah, small. I never got into a booth where my legs sticking out like that before. Small eh?
Tak muat tu.
Tak muat. Okay.
Boleh kan?
Boleh. Go.
Now you see? Now you do. Claustrophobic.
Okay lah.
Boleh? Can fit right? Yay! Verdict? Okay
I would say one of the smaller boots. Still not bad.
Still not bad. Yay. Yes.
Okay.
Very good.